Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to Dr. Aisha and to my fellow friends. So we are from Group 10, which is Confucianism, and we would like to present about the ethical fundamentals. So this is the content of the Confucianism ethical fundamentals. So next slide. Okay, so before I start, I would like to introduce myself, which is my name is Alice Alia, and my metric number is 203473, and I would like to present about the first fundamental belief, which is Li, that means by filial propriety. So the meaning of Li is ritual action, property, custom, etiquette, morals, and rules of proper behavior. So Li refers to a range of human activities and the attitudes of propriety that stimulate and reinforce them, which is the etiquette or action influence someone behavior. So the relation to environment is all human behavior will impact the environment. So if any cultural practices that influence the human behavior pose impact to the environment, so it should be abolished because it might degrade the environment. And the related religion that related to Li is Sikhism and Islam. So in Sikhism, one shouldn't follow a tradition for the sake of following it. It has the same meaning with Confucianism, which if a practice brings harm, so the practice is not necessarily obligatory to practice. And in Islam, in Surah Al-Araf, and don't you do corruption in the earth after Allah provide everything that brings kindness to Him. So it means that every practice that brings harm, it is not obligate for us to do. So next, okay. So for the next part, which is Zong, that meant by loyalty. So Zong is defined as one's moral commitments to one's surrounding social, cultural, and historical community as a whole. So the relation to environment is this Zong belief shows that nature is not only valuable, yet it is morally good. And human commitment to the environment can promote a sustainable environmental system in the future. So this meant by as long as human want to commit their good practices to the environment, so it can provide a sustainable environment in the future. So two related religion with Zong is Buddhism and Judaism. In Buddhism, in Dalai Lama, it said that our ancestors viewed the earth as rich and beautiful, which it is. Many people in the past also saw nature as inexhaustibly sustainable, which we know now the case only if we care for it. So it brings the same meaning as Zong. And in Judaism, in Gen 1 to 9, and God said, Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for food. And this has the same meaning as song. So that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Faizah bin Salim. My number is 204641. I'm going to present about the gen, which is the human heritedness. In Confucianism, human heritedness also been known by Nan. Gen was a core aspect of Confucian teachings. Of all the Confucian virtues, Confucian and his followers regarded Gen as the most important quality of a moral person. Gen also can be referred to a synthesis of concepts such as love for others, compassion, and benevolence. The primary meaning of Gen is humanity, and the large sense also can be seen in natural goodness of heart as shown in association with one's fellow man. How it related to the environment, Confucians have the four principles towards human behavior towards the nature. The first one is the embracing and anthropocentric view. Second is affirming nature as having inherent moral value. Third is protecting nature as the basis of stable agricultural society. And last one is encouraging women's self-realization to be achieved in harmony with nature. How it relates to Buddhism? Buddhism believe that the people also have to be good behavior. So the relation to the environment, if you want to have to live in a good behavior, and you also have to be good to the environment. For Taoism, long ago, Taoism has practicing the Wu Wei, which is non-action practicing. After that, there are a lot of environmental degradation happen, and then they are have a pledge to protect the environment in the Jining agreement. Next. Next one is Z, which is meaning is wisdom. In Confucianism, knowledge and ability to make right judgment and decision is the meaning of the wisdom, and encourage women to be active in learning process. Indirectly introduce action that lead to appropriate behavior and adherence to rituals and rules in relationship and social structure. How relate to environment? When humans understand the concept of the importance of environment, they are able to practice an environmentally friendly lifestyle. In Islam, wisdom also can be seen by uh, by the reason and their rationality, and also for Buddhism, if they have knowledge, they cannot harm the environmental easily. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, doctor and everyone. My name is Muhammad Haidaiman bin Mazuki. My metric number is 201941. So I will continue with G, which is justice. In in Confucianism, sees humankind to have a deep and cosmic significance as a partner with both heaven and earth. Next, a sustainable, harmonious relationship between the human species and nature is not merely an abstract ideal, but a concrete guide for practical living. Meanwhile, in Islam, justice means adl in Arabic and fairness, kis in Arabic. A Muslim is a guardian of all creations with an emphasis on environmental protection. In Islam also, each human being is a custodian of nature and must live in harmony with other creatures. And for the other religion, which is Buddhist, Chinese and Japanese Buddhists teach the idea of the interrelatedness of everything. Destroying the natural habitats of animals will break the second precept. Um, and lastly, karma, which is our actions affect the planet in a harmful way because we are selfish and we crave for things, which is if we do bad to the environment, so we will get the bad effect also from the environment, such as natural disaster and so on. Yes. Um, Next is Shu, which is empathy. In Confucianism, Shu is explained as what one does not one does not do to others. Analects 1523. The concept of shu in analects refer to morally thinking, which taking oneself as a measure when one decides how one should treat the others. It related to the environment? Shu suggests that we should have feelings of empathy for animals or plants. For example, humans with high level of empathy will not destroy wild animal habitats that might be a cause of wildlife extinction. Meanwhile, for the other religion, which is Christian, true empathy has nothing to do with judgment or punishment. Rather, it intentionally cultivates an awareness of another person's reality and shows empathy for the person's true humanity. How it relates to the environment? Getting people out into nature, especially as children, can enhance empathy for animals and natural surroundings. And lastly, in Islam, each individual should act as a guardian or caliph on earth, and Sunni Muslims have created haram zones where people have to respect natural resources and not exploit anything that is there. So in Islam, there is a limitation for human to exploit the natural resources. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Ayat. I'll continue on Xiao. Okay, the meaning of faithfulness. So in Confucianism, Xiao simply means to serve one's parents well. Xiao has generated devoted and obedient citizens within the larger community. So the connection of the Confucianism into the environment, as you can see, the International Confucian Ecological Alliance has stated that sustainable harmonious relationship between the human species and nature is not merely an abstract idea, but a concrete guide for practical living. So the other religion that had similar belief with Confucianism is Buddhism and Taoism. Okay, so for the Buddhism, being faithful is to have a firm and enduring loyalty and commitment to something. So faithfulness has an important role in building trust, reliability, and enduring relationships. So the connection on the environment is being an important part of Buddha's lessons. Will conveys the values of conservation and responsibility for the future. It is said that the morality of our actions in the present will shape our character for the future. While for the Taoism, it means the teachings of Taoism center on the concept of Tao. In Chinese, Tao literally means the way. So the way can be partially explained that it can only be fully realized by shaping one's own behavior to follow the laws of nature. So the connection or reflection on the environment that it what you call Taoism, okay, divine the harmony between nature and humanity. So next, so for the Zongyong, it means moderation. So in Confucianism, it introduced the optimal principles that must be practiced by human beings to show the wisdom of human beings. Okay, the relation is we should not be so greedy with foods, and because it can cause food waste. So the other religion that has similarity with Confucianism is Islam and Sikh. So in Islam, moderation will have a positive effect on the self on the self. Okay, so for the Sikh, moderation principle is applicable to keep the harmony and balance as embodied for the nature. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, my name is Wang Yilong. My metric number is 205070. And Xin means integrity, keeping promises. It is one of the 5 virtues of Confucianism. Confucius believed that Xin is an indivisible virtue of man. Only the faithful will be appointed to a central task. Otherwise, it is almost impossible to survive. Besides, the concept of Xin is about getting along well with each other. If people get along well with each other, understanding from a broad perspective will reduce wars, reduce unnecessary consumption of environmental resources. There are similar conceptions in Buddhism and Taoism. which believe that integrity is the foundation of life. Next slide. As for the foundation is Tian. Tian means harmony with nature. Human beings and all things in the universe have their own proper positions, and they must maintain their own moderation in order to maintain the all-over harmony. It is a holistic, non-anthropocentric, non-discriminatory, environmentally friendly worldwide that respects nature and treats all forms of life with compassion. The concept of livable in Taoism and the theory of dependent origin in Buddhism both mention that the nature world is the basis of ecology and that people need to live in harmony with the environment. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you.